Hello and welcome to JROCK'S Babylon. I am your host, JROCK Houston, and our guest today is Steve Gordon, uh, MIA. Now, Steve, that's a great place to start off. Share with us about the MIA.
Okay, well, MIA, I came up with that. Well, I live in Miami, but it doesn't mean Miami,
Okay.
and it can mean missing in action because that's kind of like a tough thing, right?
Sure.
The reason I put MIA at the end of my name was when I started doing this, I thought, how many Steve Gordons must there be in music when you go on Spotify or Apple Music or any one of the platforms? There's got to be 50 to 200 Steve Gordon's. I
Yeah,
mean,
I can't tell you. That's a very smart move on your part. And I got to say, Steve, that I've been looking very forward to talking to you for the simple fact that I'll be honest with you, I don't know too much about you, but Michael Brandville, who's given me a lot of great interviews over the years, I know he's your publicist. And so I reached out to him about doing an interview. And I just did some research and was able to find out enough that I guess for a long time, you've been a producer engineer working with other musicians. I got
yep,
to
yep.
ask you, my friend, what took you so long to start doing your own thing? Because you are really great at what you do.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, the reason that it took so long is because I've been busy with everybody else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I mix a lot of records. I have my own studio in my house, and I have like world class equipment. So I don't have to go to like the Hit Factory in Miami, or I don't got to fly to LA to a studio or New York.
Yeah.
So I basically have like great equipment. So when I mix for a record company, the product is the sonic fidelity is world class.
Sure.
So I do a lot of that in my house, and I play guitar in sessions. Guitar in sessions now is basically it's not like it was 20 years ago. Now it's email me your part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Send it in.
I,
Yeah. I
I,
mean,
I come I come from the days when a band played in the same room at the same time,
yeah.
which is definitely more exciting. But the way people work now, it's just send me like five different takes of a guitar part, and I'll put one together and
Uh,
email it.
yeah, it's amazing you say that, Steve. I think we're probably about the same age. I'm old school myself that way, but maybe it's because that's how records were made back then when we were growing up. I mean, I do remember, and maybe it's just me, but it seems like that if you put on a record that was made back in the 60s, 70s, even the 80s, you can tell the band was in the room together. It just gives it kind of a certain
Yeah,
kick.
Led Zeppelin definitely playing at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I will say, that's why the music industry is very different these days to the point that, like you said, that before, you almost had to have a record deal to be able to make it back when we were growing up. But these days, if you have a home studio and you can record anything, you have a fair chance putting it out yourself. Maybe you'll be successful, maybe you won't. But you are so right. A lot of guys that are into being session musicians, that's how they get gigs. Okay, well, send me what you have and I'll sing you my guitar solo.
Even Kenny Aronoff, the great drummer who plays with Sammy Hagar and was
Yeah.
with the, I did a gig with him about 2 years ago, and we were talking and everything, and we exchanged phone numbers. Even he does sessions on,
Sure.
like you can actually go to his website, hire him. He tells you the price for the song, and
Yeah.
he sends you back. You send him your what you want him to play on. He sends you back an incredible drum track.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anybody can get Kenny Aronoff, and he's in the top like five drummers on the planet
Yeah. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
for rock and doing sessions.
Oh, sure.
So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, he played with everybody from John Fogerty and
yeah.
other names.
Even the
Um,
White House.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. And now let's talk about your two tracks you have out. Of course, uh, what is it? We Go to War, of course, features Spread Eagle singer Ray West. Talk about this song and how you got Ray to be part of it.
Okay, well that's pretty interesting. Everybody always wants to know like how do me and Ray connect? Well, a few years ago, I actually wanted to do a rock project, and I called a friend of mine, actually my bass player Miguel. Miguel was the bass player in Bad Company when Brian Howe was the singer.
Okay.
So actually, I did that gig too for about a year.
Oh, wow.
Uh, so I called Miguel and I go, Miguel, listen, I want to do like a hard rock, heavy metal project. Uh, I need a singer and I need a drummer. Like I'm so busy doing stuff. I don't know who's available. Like, what, you want to do this with me? He goes, Gordy, anything you want, I'll do with you. So I said, well, who do you want to? Who should we get to sing? He goes, well, why don't we get Ray? I go, but Ray's in Spread Eagle. He goes, yeah, but Ray loves doing other stuff, and he would jump on it to do it with me and you. So we called Ray, and Ray goes, I'm in.
Wow, wow.
So then, and then I got the drummer. The drummer is Tommy, who's actually a producer and a great songwriter. Actually, Tommy wrote half of the Elegant Weapon, no, all of the Elegant Weapons album with Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest.
Wow, yeah, of course, yeah, that's huge. And now, when you heard the final version of the song, what was your immediate reaction? Because again, it's a great song, but I imagine as a songwriter,
We Go to War.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, well, We Go to War was basically like started putting it together. Like I just, I programmed some drums, but obviously Tommy plays real drums after. I
yeah,
programmed some drums. I started playing, playing some guitar, rhythms and licks, and I put it together. I probably spent about 2 or 3 days. And then when I was happy with what I had, I basically give it to Tommy and Ray, and they write the words and the melody together. I'm not involved in that.
Oh, beautiful. But again, to kind of have the song start off as one thing and get these other guys involved, especially a great vocalist like Ray West, and then you hear your song, and this is what it becomes. It's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I was very happy. What's really weird is when you're inventing the track and you hear somebody else's take on it and melody, you go, I don't know, should it be that?
Yeah.
But then after a while, it starts growing on you, and then actually when I mixed the song, because I mix my stuff too, when I mixed it, I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
this is
And
happening.
then when you have a success like that with a song like that, you'd expect, okay, so on the next track, maybe he'll get Ray West, maybe he'll get the same guys. I love the fact that Pharaoh Lives is an instrumental track, something totally different, but yet, hey, it rocks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So do you want to know about Pharaoh
Sure,
Lives?
sure. I love that track. Yeah.
All right. Well, Pharaoh Lives actually, like I said in some not interviews, but so I made some videos on like how I made that.
Yeah, I seen those. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that was basically I put together that track, and I didn't the title. I didn't think of the title for like maybe it could be 2 months after. I just let it sit, and it had no title. Uh, Basically, pretty much almost playing everything on there, even real drums. That's me on real drums.
Wow.
That's me on real bass. I'm not playing violin. My girl violin player, Ladis, is playing violin. I did all the guitars. I mixed it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love that.
What I love about it is, Pharaoh's Lives is an instrumental track, and I loved a lot of those guitar albums came out in the '80s and '90s. The shred stuff. But let's be honest, a lot of it sounded like the same. That's why I love players like Satriani and Vai. You're not getting the same
I
thing.
love them.
Yeah, and even no two Steve Vai records are ever the same. He's always doing something kind of quirky
Exactly.
but different.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is, for any instrumental track to really stand out, it's got to be really kind of special. And I love the fact your approach was you didn't even have a title. It's just like, you know what, this has an Egyptian kind of feel. I watch a lot of stuff about King Tut in Egypt. Okay, it's kind
Yeah,
of got
I,
that
I
vibe.
watch those documentaries every time I see them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I used to be into all that stuff too when I was growing up. Watch a lot of that stuff. It's just very interesting. And even if you remember, like Iron Maiden, they had a album I think came out in 1985, Power Slave. It was very Egyptian themed with their Eddie mascot. Yeah.
Well, I just so you know, about 3 days after Pharaoh Lives came out, this is incredible because I didn't even believe it myself. Uh, I found out, and in Germany, it entered at number 8 on their instrumental metal chart.
Wow.
Metallica's number 1.
Yeah.
Testament number two, Slayer number three.
Yeah.
I forget who's four, but and Steve Gordon MIA eight. And
Wow.
then at about 7 o'clock at night, I saw in Los Angeles on I forget the name of the chart, but it entered at number one on the hard rock instrumental metal music chart in Los Angeles.
How about that? And not to diminish a success like that, but that's pretty amazing because let's be honest, not a lot of people
Yeah,
know
I didn't
who
even believe
Steve
it
Gordon is. It's
myself.
like, yeah, you have the number one song, my friend. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah. I mean, thank you, but like like a lot of the stuff that's happening, I'm going, really?
Yeah, yeah. That's one beautiful thing I do enjoy about the music industry being what it is today. They have, compared to when we were growing up, they have all these different charts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it gives you a lot more opportunity to get to that number one spot or whatever. Now, what's your plans going forward, Steve? Because again, anybody trying to guess what Steve Gordon's all about, I think just based on these two tracks, I'm almost willing to predict the next one's going to even be more different.
Yeah, yeah. The next one is different, and I'm not going to really talk a lot about it, but I could just tell you this:
Uh,
I'll use one word: ferocious.
Ferocious. There you go. You leave them wanting more. Now, what is your plan moving forward, Steve? Like, you think for a while you'll do it the modern way of just kind of releasing different tracks, putting them out there, or is the goal eventually to get like some physical product out there?
Uh, I have an album coming out in December.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be the album's coming out in December. It's going to have a few different singers on it. Ray's not the only singer on it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking with some actually pretty big singers. I'm not going to mention any names,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
actually in acts that everybody in rock and metal they know who these people are.
Wow. Wow.
So Ray is going to be on. Obviously, Ray's on two. Like the next song you're going to hear is Ray.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Just so you know, we're not an official band. We used to have a band. The reason that we didn't have that band, actually, we were calling that band Magnificent Beasts.
Okay.
The reason that came to a standstill was because Ray and Spread Eagle were getting a lot of touring,
Okay.
and they were going to Europe a lot. And Ray's actually going in about a week or 10 days to Europe again for a month.
Wow. Amazing.
So that put a standstill to Ray coming over and doing the vocals. So what happened is when I hooked up with Munzie from Skateboard, Munzie's my radio guy. Munzie gets all the radio ads, and,
Okay.
and as you know, like right now I'm number 18 on Metal Contraband.
Wow. Congratulations there.
Thank you.
And that's interesting to hear because I think you'll have much more of an interesting career, kind of as a solo act. I dig the fact that you're not a one-trick pony. I mean, you could probably do have a pretty solid career just putting out like album worth of instrumental music if it was like kind of like Phaors, lives along those lines, or even kind of different. But I dig the fact that you also do these tracks where you feature these vocalists because again, a great song is a great song, if you know what I mean. It doesn't necessarily have to be nothing but shredding. If you got a great vocalist and you can shred on top of that, why not?
Yeah, well, that's actually my plan. Actually, my original plan was actually to only do instrumentals.
Uh-huh.
But actually, Munzie, my radio guy said, I think you can have a much further reach if you combine instrumental, an album of instrumentals, and put songs in there also where someone's singing.
Yeah, I think that's great because it would be great if you did nothing but instrumental. But again, I think your friend's right. It broadens the appeal. Okay, he's got some vocal tracks on here. He's featuring some great vocalists. And who knows, you could have a crossover hit like that. I mean,
Yes.
like Steve Vai, like I said, he's known primarily for doing instrumental stuff. But even in his Frank Zappa days, or if you check out some of his later solo albums, he started even doing vocals himself, kind of these trippy
Oh,
vocal type
yes,
things.
yes. Well, that's what Munzie told me. Munzie said, if you listen to Joe Satriani and Steve Vai albums, there's always three songs on there with a vocal.
Yeah, 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 and
Always.
yeah, and it's interesting, and I think you could have much a bigger, broader appeal that way.
Yeah, I agree. I
So your
agree.
so your friend's got great advice, I think. Um,
Right, but
and
that wasn't the original plan. So he said
yeah,
to me, "Do you have any songs with vocals?"
uh,
And and I'm thinking as he's saying that, well, yeah, I've got with Ray, but Ray left on tour with Spread Eagle, and so he said, send me what you got." So I sent him "We Go to War." So
yeah, yeah,
Muzzy calls me back and goes, "You got to be fucking kidding me! I love this."
yeah.
And
And see, again, it'd be cool too because it wouldn't necessarily tie you down with just one singer. You could kind of have different guest vocalists on each
no,
album.
that's what I'm doing. Like I said, me and Ray are great friends,
Yeah,
and and Ray will sing on anything that
sure.
we want to do together. But we're not an official band.
Yeah,
It's Steve Gordon MIA featuring Ray West, and then there's going to be three or four other songs on my album at Steve Gordon MIA featuring so and
yeah.
so.
And I think the cool thing about that, Steve, it would still allow you the opportunity to have these other singers like Ray maybe come out and make a guest appearance at one of your live shows, even singing the
They
song.
will, they will. I already know this.
And then too, I think at the end of the day, if the song's good enough, maybe Ray West can't always come out every weekend and do a show with you, but if the song's good enough, you could even have another singer come out and do live shows with you, and he could sing the songs, if they're that good. You know what I mean? If a song is good, anybody can sing, right? If they're a good
Yeah,
singer.
yeah, yeah. I think if you got a fan base and they come to see you, and the original singer just so happens is not there,
Yeah,
but another singer that's great is
yeah,
singing. I mean, I think they're still gonna love it.
yeah. But like I have a friend that plays in a band, and they do pretty good business. His band's been out in New York performing like for the last 40 years, and he told me that the thing is because everybody's so busy, I've never played I've never played with the same lineup like more than twice. And he goes, we always have different singers come out, but it doesn't seem to be a big deal. We don't announce it or nothing. People just keep coming to the shows.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So that's pretty good. Do you plan to do? Are you doing live shows right now? Or are you waiting for the album to drop?
I'm not doing any live shows right now, but they are coming. I'm anticipating probably, it could be January, February, March.
Oh, that's really exciting, Steve. So, I guess again, since we're getting to know you, another good place to start is share with us who were your guitar heroes growing up, the guys that kind of influenced you to do what you're doing.
Oh, okay. So definitely Jimmy Page.
Okay.
Definitely Jeff Beck to me is like there's nobody plays like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very like what I love about Jeff Beck is like his solos are very quirky. For
Sure.
me, they're quirky, like they're not normal.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and I like that they're not normal. I love him. He might be my number one. I love Jimi Hendrix. I loved even Frank Zappa as a guitar player was
Sure.
incredible. Richie Blackmore.
I love Blackmore. I tell you, he's got the like attitude and everything to go with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the Ingve thing, but sometimes the Ingve thing is a little bit too like slow down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's unbelievable. He lives 10 minutes from me.
Oh wow, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm in Miami Lakes. He's in Miami Shores.
Mhm. Okay. And Jimi Hendrix is another interesting cat because, I mean, who's not a fan of what he did? I mean, a great singer, songwriter, guitarist. I loved his, guitar pyrotechnics, playing it in the back, doing it with his teeth. He was quite the showman.
But what's incredible about Hendrix is that if you listen to his rhythm playing, it's
Yeah.
very unique. And all the effects that him and Eddie Kramer were doing when they made those records were like they were way ahead of their time.
Oh, sure, sure. And, the interesting thing about Hendrix, he died so tragically young, I think 27, but he had much even he had a longer life than say a Randy Rhoads who died at 24. But I bring that up because look at the legacies he's had. He didn't have a huge body of work, but they continue to put stuff out since he's died, and he still continues to have that level of fan base.
Oh yeah, icon. Hendrix is an icon.
Icon, yeah. There's
I
no
mean, like
denying. Yeah,
yeah, like I still listen to him. Not
yeah,
every day, but it's like sometimes I put on like live at the film. live at the Fillmore on New Year's Eve, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, and Jeff Beck, I mean, what a what a talented guy. I mean, he just died last year, I think. But he was doing it to the very end. And one of the things he did just like a couple years ago, he played on, if you can believe it or not, an Ozzy Osbourne album.
I know, I know.
And yeah,
I heard that as soon as it came out.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
In fact, I got to ask, bringing up Ozzy Osbourne, were you at all an Ozzy fan or Sabbath fan?
Yes, I definitely was an Ozzy fan. Also, Zach Wild. I
Oh,
got to hang out with Zach Wild for about 2 months in Miami.
yeah.
My friends Ron and Howard produced his mellow album called Book of Shadows.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a very acoustic guitar-y. But he's got a lot of rock on there, but that's not heavy rock.
No, no, no.
And he's singing, and so it was done like 15 minutes for me at Audio Vision Studios, which I was working at a lot.
Wow.
And I got to hang out with Zach for like 2 months and watch the sessions. Played his guitars. His guitars are very hard to play.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's got hands that are like like
Wow.
like that much
Yeah.
bigger than mine.
I remember when Zach first joined Ozzy's band, he was like 19 years old, looked totally different, rail thin. He almost like looked like a guy that belonged in a hair metal band,
Yeah,
clean shaven. That's why I love the Black Label stuff. It's completely opposite. He's like huge, he's big, but he's super talented. I mean, he can sing, he can play guitar, he can do piano, he can play almost any
yeah,
instrument.
yeah, yeah. And he's very, very nice guy. When when I first looked at him, I go, "Wow, that's like the biker guy that just got out of prison."
And then you go
No,
back to
no, he's got that look.
1980s.
He's got that look, right?
Yeah, and then you go back and look at pictures in 1987 when he joined Ozzy's band. 19-year-old kid, like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But it's also funny. His wife and his two kids, little
uh,
blonde-haired kids, they were at the studio too. And it's like he's got a beautiful little family. Everything's
wow, that's
beautiful.
that's great. And again, a lot of people you never initially think that Pantera would ever be able to carry on without the brothers, but I think they've been able to do it because they've done it in a decent way. As far as like, I really do think if anybody is even possibly capable of filling the shoes of Dimebag, probably Zach's the only one, because they were so tight.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be pressure on the guitar player who fills the shoes of anybody that's big.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah. I
know.
mean, even like I give Van Halen props for knowing when Eddie died. Not to carry on. Not that they couldn't have. It
Yeah,
just
yeah. I don't think you could. Yeah, I don't think you could fill Van Halen shoes.
no, no. Not even his son. No disrespect, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the
yeah,
son, yeah, Wolfie plays great.
yeah.
Obviously, hanging around his dad. How can you not?
No, I mean, I think it's great he's doing his own thing. Because I think sadly, otherwise people would be accusing, hey, you're trying to live off your dad's
Yeah, yeah,
coattails. Yeah,
and I mean, the only time I saw him play a Van Halen song was with Grohl at that
yeah. Foo Fighters thing. Yeah,
for the drummer for the Foo Fighters.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was
No,
appropriate. That was
yeah,
appropriate, 100%.
that's pretty good. So Steve, when you're working with some of these other musicians and bands as a producer, I mean, what's that like to be an outside ear for them? Like, and how hard is that? You just kind of take the job and okay, this is what they want to do, or do you kind of guide
Well,
them at all?
well, what's interesting about my producing gigs is that I had a manager. We grew up together, and when I left Miami, he ended up staying in New York, and he became a big record executive, but mostly in black music.
Oh
So,
wow,
then we connected. He started managing me as a producer engineer, and actually, the very first gig he got me was producing Natalie Cole,
wow, wow.
which is not rock and not metal. So he calls me and he goes, we're putting out this Natalie Cole record, but it sounds too white. He goes,
Yeah,
he goes,
yeah.
we want to get it on black radio, and I want you to do your thing and give it a ghetto kind of feel, like.
Wow. Yeah, I love that.
So I did it, and and she was calling me. Me and Natalie would talk on the phone like every 2 or 3 days, and I said to her, "Here's my idea for you. How about we make this record like if it was an Alicia Keys record with you singing?" She
Wow.
goes, "Steve, I love that. I love that." That's how she
Yeah.
goes. "Steve, I love that." So I did it. I sent it to her. Uh, and her vocal was already on the record. I
Wow.
basically
Yeah.
took her song and reconstructed it.
Yeah. yeah.
So I had her vocal. I used she had a grand piano on there, which Alicia Keys plays grand piano
Sure,
also.
sure.
So I basically took off the real drums. I put on 808 drums that sound very ghetto and street.
Okay.
I put in 808 bass, like if a hip hop guy produced it,
Wow.
and I sent it back to her, and she goes, "I love it." So I won. It was great.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that. You have no boundaries as far as no. I'm a metal guy. I only work with metal people. Because again,
No,
at the end of the day, it's I think maybe somewhat of a challenge. It's great experience, and why not if you can get a gig doing something? Why turn it down?
country music. Morgan Wallen, Morgan's the biggest country star on the planet.
Uh,
I got called to mix his album. I ended up mixing half of an album. It's called 25th Anniversary Standalone.
yeah, yeah,
Went top 12 Billboard country albums for two or three straight weeks,
sure.
and I mixed that. And I love country music. Uh, I Yeah, I mean I mix a lot of stuff.
I mean, people be surprised. Like the bass player in Megadeth, James Lomenzo, he got his start playing like in White Lion, and he's been in Megadeth for several years now. But he also, from time to time, also plays in John Fogerty's band, and I've heard him talk in interviews
Yeah, that's like country rock.
about hey, why would I turn down a good paying gig like John Fogerty if I can get it?
Yeah, I mean Fogerty's an icon.
Yeah, yeah, he really is. I mean, in fact, he finally got back all the rights to his
Great,
music. He just put out this new album that he did with his two sons, like re-recording all his classics. Pretty cool
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yeah, he deserves it.
yeah, yeah. So, you got anything else you're working on, Steve, that you want to let us know about?
Well, really, I'm writing songs with the my drummer producer Tommy. We write songs together. So we're putting together a bunch of songs. Because like I said, me and Ray are not a band.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
My project is basically it's Steve Gordon, MIA, myself, featuring so and so,
yeah,
so and so, so and so, so
yeah,
and so.
yeah,
But the rest, like the album is going to be instrumental rock tracks and songs together.
yeah. So when you're cutting this album, like how hard it is, like do you just go in there and these are the songs that are going to be on the album, or do you just kind of feel the songs out? Like I think this will fit, or this isn't going to fit.
Yeah, well, what me and Tommy are doing is, we're writing a few songs a week.
Okay.
So I mean, like, I think we'll end up having, we'll probably end up having like maybe 20 to pick from.
Oh
And
wow.
like right now already, I have a definite six. So the
Uh,
truth is, I really only need four more.
yeah, yeah. That's got to be a hard thing to whittle down and say, okay, these are going to be the final tracks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm really excited about the next track that's coming out. The one that I told you is ferocious.
And when do you see that coming out? Like in the next month or so?
It's definitely coming out in September or October, but I'm not going to give you the date because I want everyone to be
Be
surprised.
surprised. Yeah, it seems like these two tracks just kind of dropped, and I love stuff like that. People just kind of accidentally find out about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Uh,
I got to ask, how did you hook up with Brandville? He's a great guy to have, on your side, and so that tells me a
oh,
lot
yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Well, I hooked up from Brandville through Tommy, my drummer.
Okay, yeah,
Like I said, Tommy's a producer, a drummer. Tommy produces a bunch of acts that are death metal, like very
okay,
heavy stuff.
okay.
Tommy's very knowledgeable about what's happening in the scene.
Oh wow,
Like he knows all the bands. Like I'll say to him, "Have you ever heard of this band?" He'll go, "Of course I heard of this band." And like for me, it could be a new. Like I'm thinking they're new, and he goes, "Oh no 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 no." So like he introduced me to Michael.
oh that's great because again, that tells me a lot about somebody, that you must have something, because a lot of times you find people you never heard of, and yet they got great people, supporting them and trying to help them get their music out, and so.
I love
Um,
Michael.
Yeah, yeah, he's a great guy. He's given me a lot of great interviews, like I said over years.
Well, it's really surprising. Michael. Michael said to me actually, and I'm very surprised he said this.
Yeah,
He goes, Steve. He goes, I work a lot of acts. He does Kiss.
Yeah,
He does Lamb of God,
Wasp. I think
Wasp.
it.
And he said to me, he goes, you're the only guy, the only act that I work that's pretty much involved in what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah,
And I go, well, what do you mean? He goes, everybody else is not involved, and you're like 100% involved. And I said, well, I said, Michael, that's so surprising. I'm thinking like this is their life, like
yeah,
they have, like even though some of these acts are like mega famous. I said, I'm not mega famous. I mean, maybe one day I will be, maybe
yeah.
I'll never be. But I said, it's I love music, and like I have a chance to make something of it. Of course, I want to be involved.
Yeah,
So
Steve, it amazes me that I've been doing this for like 17 years now, and people I've encountered doing this, it's amazing to me because I promote the hell out of everything I do. Like when I post this show, I'm gonna be talking about it. Um, you know, I promote what I'm doing, and a lot of people like they put stuff up and they wonder why they don't get any views. They don't even talk about it. How's anybody supposed to know about it?
yeah.
And so I love seeing that you take that pride in what you do because you really should. Because even here's the thing, you always leave them wanting more. And I can tell you, based on the two tracks you've got out there so far, it's left me wanting more. Because like you said, I can't wait to see what Ferocious is.
I personally, I think you're going to love it.
Oh, I have no
And
doubt.
actually, I
Yeah.
think I think that my metal contraband and fans, whoever is following me, are gonna
Oh
really
yeah, yeah. Especially with
really
these
take to this.
featured guests you're going to have, and the thing of it is your music on its own is so good. I mean, I really the biggest problem I have here is deciding which track I like better, Pharos or We Go to War. They're two totally different things,
Well,
but
yeah,
that's what I like.
one has singing and one is
It's
me,
like
playing
two
guitar
different ends
solo.
of the spectrum, and that's cool too. That you're showing people, hey, don't expect to get the same thing from me all the time. I can. There's very many different palettes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
and so that's pretty cool. Well, I'll tell you what, Steve. It was great getting to know you, and I'm going to do my best to get this up tomorrow. We're friends on Facebook now, so once I get the link up, I'll send you the link. Feel free to share, do whatever you will, and I'd love to have you back once the full album drops. Okay?
Okay. When we stop filming, can we just talk for a minute after?
Oh, sure. Well, you know what? I it's gonna stop you immediately, but I'll text you my phone number if you want to call me through your Facebook.
Well, actually, what I want, I can tell you what I
Okay,
see
sure,
on
sure.
I see on the screen. It says Stephen Gordon,
Yeah.
and I like everyone to see that I'm Steve Gordon, MIA.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Is
I'll
that
see. I'll be
possible?
sure to post that when I post this. See, that's just what Zoom does. I have no real control over it,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, obviously, Stephen Gordon is my legal name, but like we said in the beginning,
yeah,
like when people like, can you imagine how many Stephen Gordons there are in America?
yeah. I promise you, when I post this, when you read the title, it's going to say interview with Steve Gordon, MIA. I'll be sure to do that.
Well, thank
And,
you, man. Thank
and
you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I did that so everybody could find me quickly.
yeah, because it's funny you say that when because I got the press release on you from Granville, and then when I went to look you up, nothing came up at first. Well, different Steve Gordon's, like you said. I knew it wasn't you, and
Exactly.
and then I added MIA, and then it came up. And you know what's interesting about that? I don't know if you're aware of this, Steve. This is the final thing before we wrap it up. Is MIA also in Spanish? Mija means daughter, girl.
Oh, well, I don't think there's anything feminine about my
No, no,
music.
no. But what I mean is, I didn't know if you were aware of it. In the Spanish language, people go around calling their
I thought
daughter.
actually, if you ask me what does Mia mean in Spanish, I would just think maybe it means mine.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was kind of like asking you what it meant because in the Spanish language, like he's probably not even aware of it. That means daughter, but
And
it's
I'll
pretty
tell you
funny.
what, if you had to pick between Miami and Missing in Action, I like Missing in Action
Me
better. But
too.
like I
Missing.
said,
Yeah, it has a metal kind of sound to it.
yeah, I'm okay with that. Look, even if you want to call it Miami, look, I don't give a
You know what
fuck.
I say? Let people figure it out for themselves. That's cool too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, but I told you the real reason. The real reason is so you can find me in 10 seconds.
Steve, we just spent so much time talking about MIA. People are going to know that that's you. Okay.
All right, great. But
Take
yeah,
care, my friend. Great
Thank
talking to
you.
you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. All right, bye.